Hi there, my name is Matti Sulanto. I'm a photographer and a Lumix ambassador based in Helsinki, Finland. In this video, I'm gonna find out which one of the 12 to 60 mm zoom lenses is the better one. The Lumix G 12 to 60 mm 3.5 to 5.6 or the Panasonic Leica 12 to 60 mm f2.8 to f4. But before I continue, please consider subscribing to my channel and tap the bell icon down there so you won't miss any of my future videos. To find out which one of these lenses is the better one, I decided to compare some facts and features that I think are important when choosing a lens. And the first one is the mechanical construction. Both of these lenses are pretty well put together. The Lumix G here, this is all plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap at all. But it's still made out of plastic. And the Leica is made out of metal and plastic. The outer case of the, or outer barrel of the lens is metal, and also the zoom and focus rings. So this one goes to the Panasonic Leica. It's clearly better in this category, even though this is not a cheap construction by no means. The next feature or category is the weather sealing. According to Panasonic, the Lumix G has dust and splash proof design. But the Leica version has dust proof, splash proof and freeze proof design. So obviously this has a slightly better weather sealing and it's also slightly better in this category. But I still think it's really nice that even the base model has dust and splash proof design. And next comes the size and the weight. The Lumix G version weighs in about 237 grams with a hood and it has 58 mm filter thread. The Panasonic Leica version weighs in at about 375 grams and has a 62 mm filter thread. So this one goes to the Lumix G version. This is clearly a smaller and lighter of the two, but neither of the lens is exactly a monster when it comes to the size and the weight. Both are quite compact and nice to carry around. And the next one is the fastest maximum aperture. Here the numbers are very clear. The Lumix G has a maximum aperture from f3.5 to 5.6 and the Panasonic Leica has a maximum aperture from f2.8 to f4. So depending on the focal length, the Panasonic Leica is 2/3 of a stop or 1 stop faster than the Lumix G. And while the difference is not huge, the faster maximum aperture on the Panasonic Leica will give you an advantage in low light situation, especially if you have to stop some motion or action. It also gives you a little bit shallower depth of field for maybe portraits or something similar. And the next one is probably the most important single factor what comes to choosing a lens, and that's of course the image quality. But before we go into that, let's check out a few pictures that I shot on both these lenses, because after all, that's what these lenses are made for. Okay, what comes to the image quality of these lenses, the difference is not huge. The Lumix G is actually very good optically, but the Leica is better. It's slightly better, especially towards the long end of the zoom range, and that combined with the faster maximum aperture makes the Leica a clear winner here. But having just said that, it would be very hard to tell these lenses apart only by looking at the pictures. Both are very good optically, and you should get nice, sharp and crisp results on both lenses. And then there is the price, of course. I think both of these lenses are usually bought as a kit with a camera body, but they can also be purchased separately. And the price for the Panasonic Leica seems to be around €900, give or take. And the price for the Lumix G seems to be around just under €500. So the price of the Lumix G is roughly about half of the price of the Leica. So how to conclude this? Both lenses are very good, but the Leica is just a little bit better in almost every way, except for the size and the weight. The Lumix G is more compact. And of course the Leica is a lot more expensive. But if I had to pick one single feature that makes the Leica worth it for me, it would be the faster maximum aperture. I really value that and it's important for me. But having just said that, for the price of the Leica, you can get the Lumix G 12 to 60mm zoom lens and also the Lumix G 25mm f1.7 fast prime lens. And you would still have some extra cash in your pockets. So it's not an easy choice between these two lenses, but I think if you really value that little bit of extra you get with the Leica and you are willing to pay for it, then the Leica is the right choice for you. But both of these lenses will deliver sharp, crisp, nice pictures. And I don't think you can go seriously wrong with either one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.